what's happening with the Harbinger? You shook the world with this book. It's been one of the best-selling Christian books during this period in history.
Well, now I'm looking at that. It says 1 million copies. It's now over 2 million. From the time it started here. This is actually the first time I ever saw a copy was here.
Yeah.
The first time it ever went on the air was here.
Yeah.
You know, but it's over 2 million copies, and it's going forth. And the Mystery of the Shemitah is going even stronger, even more strongly. Every member of Congress has received a copy of both. Every member of Congress. And I'm still getting people who are calling up about making this into a movie, and I'm just praying, waiting on the Lord on that. You know, but it's going. I believe just God wants before He acts, He warns, and I believe He just did this from the beginning, and so it's just gone forth.
This is the warning of what God did in Bible days, and it all.
That's repeating.
Before you came, I was wondering, what is God saying through 9/11? Why did God let His hand down? You know, people say, "Oh, God wouldn't do that."
God's heart is salvation. He must act. In fact, it's His mercy that He warns. It's His mercy that He shakes. You know, for most of us came to the Lord because there was some shaking in our life. You know, so with the nation. So this is in the last days of Israel, the exact pattern that began, that warned them of judgment, is now happening in America. Since the book came out, I've touched on here, several things have continued. The harbingers have not stopped. They've continued to manifest. I mean, continuously. We are progressing towards it. So this is God's warning. That's what the harbinger is.
Wow. And it seems like every time you've come, more of the harbinger has taken place and taken place. And it's like it's alive.
Yeah, I'll share. I mean, you know, in some of the programs while we're here, there's more. It continues from the president to that tower, which, by the way, everything coming together, that tower has come to its conclusion in the year of the Shemitah. Everything is coming together, you know, including the Supreme Court. Every single thing is coming together. So, yeah.
Okay, now the Mystery of the Shemitah was the next book, and you say this is selling more than the other books.
It's even going strong. Well, more strongly. Yeah, more strongly. Mystery of the Shemitah is a 3,000-year-old mystery. It is linked to the Harbinger, but it is so big that it lies behind virtually everything. It's been affecting our lives from the moment we were born. It gives the timing of world cataclysms, global war, 9/11. It gives the timing of the collapse of Wall Street down to the days, down to the exact days. I mean, it shows God's amazing hand. This is also an end time key, because it gives the mystery of the Jubilee, which is the cycle of when Israel was restored, when Jerusalem was restored, and it's coming to a head right now. And all these things are converging also right now. So I didn't even expect to write this, but they asked me to, and then I said, all right, Lord, and then in 1 month, all these things came, and then it was written in 6 weeks on the road, because I think Lord just wanted it out before this happened. So this is, it's very big.
This is amazing. And if you don't have the video, if you don't understand the Shemitah, this video, I think, is so good because all the dates are on the screen. And when you start seeing every 7 years, something happened. The stock market people, I hear it all the time. The people that are not really religious people, they're saying something has happened on these dates. Something happened, there's a pattern.
Yeah, I was contacted by people from Wall Street when this came out. In fact, all sorts of sites on Wall Street picked this up. You know, so yeah, I've been contacted by non-believers who say, yeah, but we didn't know we had no idea about the Shemitah. There are charts that do the 7-year charts by non-believers, and they have it all converge on the years of the Shemitah. They have no idea what the Shemitah is, but it's because God is in charge.
Yes, He is.
Do you really believe something probably is coming with the Shemitah?
I believe two things, you know, and
Well, you wrote the book.
Yeah, I wrote the book, but you know what I say. First of all, number one, I believe a great shaking is coming, great shaking that will change things, affecting America financially, economically, and more than that, and will affect the world, but a change of history. I believe that we need to be ready. It doesn't have to happen in the time or dates. God is not in a box. We can't say that.
Yeah.
But it could. You know, if I was putting it between, you know, could this very well happen as we approach the end of the Shemitah? Very well could. I believe we need to be ready. If it doesn't, that's fine, but then I believe it's coming anyway. It is coming. So I just don't ever put God in a box. I don't want people so focused on dates. It's about God. It's about repentance, about His will. but we need to be aware of the signs of the times. And so yes, this book has exact dates, and God has done things on the exact dates of the Shemitah. I believe it's unwise not to be ready.
Yeah, especially we go back to even the Great Depression.
Example, 1937, second part of the Great Depression. Shemitah begins. The next day, Wall Street collapses. Next day. In the Great Depression, reaches that Elul 29, that ushers in the greatest month collapse in world history to this day. I mean, there's so much to this. I mean, it's so big and it's so exact, because it's kind of a sign God is in charge. He's in charge.
I'm going to put you on the spot. We're in a time where God has warned. I believe the blood moons, the appearing on holy days, everything converging at the same time.
Yeah. Everything. I mean, America's relationship with God has never been in such a dangerous state. America's relationship with Israel has never been at such a dangerous state. We are progressing like daily away from God. The harbingers have continued to manifest. The Shemitah is coming to its head. It's also a 50-year cycle, or the 49 Jubilee cycle, that's also beginning in September as this thing comes to a head. All these things, the tower, the last harbinger, is just being completed this year. All these things are together. So yes, I don't believe you have to be brilliant to see that America is racing towards judgment. I mean, and even some people running for president are alluding to that. So we have never been where we are now, ever.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a difficult question. And is it true that you canceled your tour to Israel this year because you felt that it would be wise just to not go at this time?
What I felt is, one, I can't give a mixed message. And so if I'm telling people, I'm not saying, again, we can come back here and God could not do something then, but it will happen. But whether or not it happens at that time, but I believe we have to be ready for this time. But I'm telling people, be ready. And so I can't tell people, be ready, and then, hey, by the way, get ready, pack up, save your money, let's go to Israel in the midst of this. In other words, you understand? So I can't give a mixed message. So I've cleared that out, and also I just feel led by the Lord to clear out. I've cleared out my calendar where only in this autumn I'm only doing things that I know for sure strongly are for the Lord. And much I say I just can't. I just feel I need to do that in this time period.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
That's good.
Well,
So something big is about to happen.